Hey everyone, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. You are watching my channel, Love Vibe TV, or you may be seeing this on Facebook, wherever you're seeing it. If you don't know about Love Vibe TV on YouTube, come and join us. Search Love Vibe TV, Macy, and you'll find us. This is the place where I will be continuing to add more and more content, more videos, more practices, more meditations to support you in the art and the consciousness of finding the one. That's what I call it generally. And I know that if you're the kind of woman who is feeling maybe exhausted or later in life, already had some relationships that didn't work out, and you're wondering, can I even have this? How do I do it? What do I do? Then this is a good video for you, because what I teach is getting past the rules, getting past trying to fit into a box of like, this is what you need to do to make a man like you or a woman, and actually come into the consciousness of creating your life in a way that naturally calls in the person that's a good match for you. So if you're here today, we're going to talk about, is there a soulmate for you? Have you been wondering, how do I know if this is even in the cards for me? How do I know if I am meant to have a person? It can be really tempting to buy into the fears and the doubts and then make that a question in our minds of, maybe I'm not meant for this. Maybe this isn't supposed to happen. And when we have a little bit of that in the space, then that can actually really cloud our ability to have the awareness of what is true for us. So I wanted to share with you more specific details on how to know and what actually is happening in this amazing universe that we be in, and what it takes to go from the question to, okay, having that clarity and certainty, and then having steps to move forward. That's really key. So if you have that question, if you're wondering, if you're here, you're probably somewhat aware that there is a desire for love. I'm guessing that you are sensing a desire, whether it's a flicker or a real true longing where you know that you want this. Either way, we want to talk about how this all comes about. So first, let's acknowledge that we live in an infinite, magical universe. And if you don't agree it's magical, that's okay. You might at the end of this, but the universe is so vast. And what I know that it can be hard to remember is that the physical world that we see, this 3D world in front of us, is only a speck of the greater creation. In fact, most of what exists in the universe is invisible. Most is invisible. I mean, even solid things are mostly space. So really reminding ourselves of that is a really powerful thing, because what I see people doing a lot is they're looking at their external world and they're thinking, okay, well, it's not happening, so I guess I can't have it. Or this is the way life is treating me. This is just what's happening to me. And it's actually completely opposite. Your inner world is what is manifesting on the outside. Your point of view, which is your inner assumptions, is what will show up in your life. So if you're here and you're looking at your love life, your relationship space, or anything else, and you're saying, this is not what I want, then you know where to start. You must go to that inner dialogue, the inner world, the subconscious space where your beliefs are held. When you go there, then you can start making some conscious choices. So all of this is a conscious creation. So you knowing that you're part of this vast universe means that you are included in it. You are it. You're not separate from it. You are it. So if you watched any of my affirmative prayers last week, you'll notice how we go through and we affirm that. So it's really key to know that the universe and you are the same. So I'm going to put that here. So you are the universe. Then knowing that you are not separate than the universe, that you are the creator, you are the most creator, you're the most powerful being of your reality. Then the next piece is to notice your desires, because your desires are the expression of the universe through you. So not everybody has the same desires. Not everybody has the desire to jump out of a plane or climb a 14er. Like, there are people who desire that and that lights them up, and then people who desire something else and that lights them up. So it's really knowing that your desires are specific for you. They are meant for you. And so that's the next piece. You are the universe and your desires are coming from that. Then the third piece is that you're going from the universe to your desires to the choice to have it. So then it's acknowledging it. It's acknowledging that you have that. So this is actually a step to acknowledge your desires and say you have that. And when you acknowledge it, know that it is your destiny. So, desire, I'm having that. Affirming it, if you have the desire, it is your destiny. So that's sort of on the same plane. And then the final piece is no doubt. So if you've been in any of my classes, you probably heard me teach the mantra, I'm having that, no doubt about that. So having that, no doubt about that. The reason why we say no doubt is because the fear and doubt, when it comes to this part, is completely irrelevant. There is no purpose. It's like oil and water, but we can get distracted. So this is where it takes some grit. You can have a desire and not really choose it. So not really say, okay, yes, I have this, I'm choosing it. You can deny it. You can push it away. You can say, I don't deserve it. I'm not worthy of it, which is all part of the mind stuff. The mind, the fear, the limitation, the contraction, and anything that's a fear or a limitation or a contraction is a lie. It doesn't apply to you. It's not for you. So you have to notice that and be willing to be that voice that says, oh, okay, this is I notice the fear, I notice the doubt, but I am choosing my desire. When you put more value on the desires that are moving through you, then the fears can stay smaller. If you put more value on the fear, the doubt, or the insanity, then you're just growing that part. And then it's basically a stop. It's basically like spiraling in the fear and doubt, because the fear and doubt is not going to create anything but fear and doubt and more of whatever that story becomes for you. So if you're going into the fear and doubt, oh, there's no one out there for me. Oh, I'll have to be alone forever. I'm going to die alone. Like all of these things that create that like heaviness, that sinking feeling, basically, then know that you're in a lie. And that's when it takes a little bit of effort, a little discipline to go, no, I am not buying that as real and true for me. What I know is real and true is what actually feels light, expansive, exciting. And if there's something in the way of that, then it is worth doing some inner work, some healing, and getting some tools to transform that. That's why I am offering the Unicorn Love Experiment. If you haven't heard about that, this is going to be a 6-week immersion in staying true to your desires and consciously creating your love life, and getting through the community and through the practices a new way of being with your desires. And that's everything. So we'll be really using this process of knowing that, the universe, you are part of the universe. You are this extension of the universe. So all of your desires are yours to have. And it's up to you to choose it, to say, I'm having it, knowing that that is your destiny. So that's all you need to know, is anything that's coming through you has everything it needs to come into the physical world. And I also like to remind people that your desire, even as an energy, even as an inspiration, it's still a thing. It's a thing. We judge things as, oh, if it's not solid and right in front of me, then it doesn't exist yet. No, it exists. It absolutely exists. So if only like 1.1% of everything that is in the universe is an actual like solid thing, trees, ground, clothes, people, like if that's the case, then there's this massive amount of the invisible that is available and that is already in creation. So for me, that was a huge game changer, because once I recognized that I had this story, this idea that if it weren't in physical form, then it might not happen. That's not actually the case. It may happen a lot slower if you buy into doubts and fears forever and ever and ever, but it will happen. And what can you do? You can start saying, I'm having that, stop the doubt, and know that you have everything you need to bring it into form. And that takes that consciousness and care to know. So to answer the question, is there a soulmate for you? Well, first of all, just talking about the word soulmate, for me, what that means is your special person, your unicorn. I don't really go into a whole detailed definition of that. I'm using the word because a lot of people use that word. And I would say that there's not just one amazing candidate for you in the world. I believe that there are probably several. And it's just all a matter of you being willing to say, yes, I'm having that. And then following the inspirations and taking steps in the direction of that so that you can actually have it. And it's really so much about knowing you have it, knowing that the desire is having it. The desire is having it. So you can think about it just almost like, I've told clients this before, it's like almost imagining that you're pregnant with it. You're not pregnant with a desire, or you're not pregnant with a baby and then the next day not pregnant with the baby and then the next day pregnant with the baby. Like, that's not how it works. You're pregnant, you're pregnant, you're pregnant. So you know that you're already living the story of being with your baby. You're living with the setting up the nursery. You're living with imagining going to the park, in the stroller and having a picnic. And you're already in those spaces, even when your body is still creating the body parts, creating that being within you. So you're not seeing it, but you know that you're creating it. And if you can imagine your desire for love like that, if you have that awareness, then you have it. It's destiny. And then continuing to take conscious care of being aware of what your mind is doing, being aware that your mind will try to hijack you and take you somewhere else, but you are the most powerful being and you don't have to fall for that. So you are in charge. So I hope this was helpful. So if you have the desire for a person, you have a person. That's it. Like, this is not just for you. This is your awareness of this person who is also looking for you. So be willing to be wrong about how you've been thinking about this and choose something different. Your desire for love includes another person. So that's another thing I think can be really helpful, is to remember that your desire for love includes another person, and that person is also asking for you. So, hey, if you're struggling to believe for you, are you willing to be someone else's miracle and just suspend disbelief for the next 5 minutes, and then another 5 minutes, and another 5 minutes, or for the week, or for 48 hours? Like, the more you can marinate in your desire and honor it and know that you are taken care of, that you are the universe, that you are the creator, then the faster this can happen for you. So if you're interested in joining us in really immersing in this, I'm going to leave the link below. If you're watching this in the future, it's probably existing on my website. I'm planning on having this be a regular course that you can take on your own schedule. But for now, it's live, coming soon if you're watching this, and I would love to meet you. I am so happy. It's time that we create more love in the world. And when you have these kinds of tools, you can create anything in your life. So I can't wait to play with you. We'll see you really soon. Bye.